All right, what did the president know and when did he know it? A lot of back and forth as to whether he misrepresented comments made earlier that he didn't know anything about Hillary and her server until it was out in the media. Josh Earnest has been commenting on that. The truth is, this is just critics of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama recycling conspiracy theory that has already been debunked. Attorney Ron Banray says that the president shouldn't be, but Whitney Bone says that he should be. Bottom line here, right now, Ron, the White House is presenting this. There's no cabal, there's no deceit. But again, there is a different time period here. The president was obviously being made aware of this at an earlier date. Now, he says he didn't know the source of these emails, but is that going to make a difference? What do you think?
I think it's much ado about nothing. I mean, at this point, we all know that he probably did email Hillary Clinton at her unsecured email address, but nobody seems to care. The FBI didn't care, the Department of Justice didn't care, and the president doesn't care at this point. I think he has more concerns about his 2 p.m. tea time today than he does about any email controversy that involves him knowing potentially about an unsecured server that he may or may not have emailed secured or classified information to. There's been no evidence presented that shows that he did know that, in fact, he was sending secured information to an unsecured server.
You know, and it would be a tough thing to prove.
So why would he care about any of that?
Okay, well, we're doing a segment on it. You can
it's totally impossible.
But Whitney, the one thing that I'd be curious of to Ron's point is, what difference would it make, to use an old Hillary Clinton line? He's got a couple of months to go. It's in the eye of the beholder. You can give him sort of some latitude here to say he's the president. He doesn't look at whether something is coming over a private server or others. He just gets that email.
No.
What do you think?
No, I'm not giving him that latitude. I'm sorry. He's the president of the United States of America. I have a problem here in that maybe he's not subjected to some criminal liability, but I certainly would like to think that my president, as an American, but even more so as a criminal defense attorney, would have something better to say than having his camp come out and respond by saying, you know, well, he was counting on Hillary to make sure that this was all done legally and that this wasn't classified information. What if she had sent him classified information over an unsecured server? This is a national security threat. There's a reason that we care about this. And so while maybe, yes, I agree with Ron that this may not be something that is subjected to criminal scrutiny, I certainly think it's subjected to the scrutiny of what could have been done better. He is the president. He should be concerned about this. He should be concerned about how he's emailing and in what manner and with whom.
Well, you know, Ron, to that point, whatever you think of what the president knew and when he knew it, obviously there were Clinton confidants in these various email exchanges who were concerned about what he said in that 60 Minutes interview because it flew in the face of what would have been the consensus that had been built up in terms of selling this. Then what? What does that mean to you?
Well, we have 2 campaign operatives making a vague statement about we have to clean this up. What the heck that means, nobody knows, really. What we do know is that the president, there's no information the president sent her anything that was classified. And those who say that the president can't send a personal message to somebody and that would be somehow illegal or not are incorrect. The president has a right to send emails to anybody he wants that are unsecure.
But seriously, it wasn't maybe clear. That's my fault. That it does show a frantic sort of you-know-what covering on the part of Clinton campaign and Clinton operatives. What does that tell you? That's what I'm asking.
It shows a consciousness of guilt. That's what it shows.
Well, it shows us that they're running for president.
That this was inappropriate.
That's what it shows us. Well, what have we seen already through those WikiLeaks that we didn't know before today? We've seen that they've been conscious about the image they presented, they've been conscious about how they're presenting that image, and they've been conscious about what the people are going to perceive through various statements and various things Hillary has done. There's nothing new here. There's just them saying, hey, look, we got to deal with this issue that we may have and how it reflects both on the president and how it reflects on Hillary.
Well, let me ask you about that, Whitney. Final question then. If the president is off the hook on this, to Ron's point, should the Hillary Clinton people be off the hook on this?
Well, if it turns out that these specific emails did not contain classified information, albeit they were sent over an unsecured server, then I'm not sure she should be subjected to any sort of scrutiny or liability as a result of it. However, again, I disagree with Ron that as it goes to what the president was doing or not doing. Whether or not he sent classified information is not the dispositive point here. It's whether or not he engaged in a series of conduct. I think there was 18 different emails where what if Hillary Clinton had sent him classified information? I think that his response to that should not then in turn be, you know, well, I was counting on her to make sure that it was legal and we weren't doing anything wrong. That's ridiculous.
But he wouldn't know, would he?
He
wouldn't
more
know.
of an
He just gets
obligation.
email, but is he really checking the source of the email?
Well, maybe that's why you look at where it's coming from, and you should be aware of whether or not it's being done over. Does that make you have less consciousness of what's going on around you, or does that make you be in a position where maybe you should be held to a higher
emails
standard?
that you get, where they're from? I'm not trying to excuse anything here. I'm just trying to say, President of the United States, I assume he's got bigger things to do. Maybe not, but do you think that you would look at the source of that?
I think that if I was the President of the United States of America, with the level of technology that our federal government has and uses frequently as it deals with emails, that yes, I would be very aware of where emails were coming from. I would want to know that, especially if I'm talking about things that are potentially classified information.
All right.
I would want to know that.
You're emailing the Secretary of State, and you're worried that she's doing it from an unsecured server, and you're checking the email
Why
address?
am I, if I'm the President of the United States, why am I doing it with a pseudonym too?
All right, well,
if I'm the President of the United
I will
States,
agree here, guys. I don't
pseudonym.
think this is going to advance beyond here, but I could be wrong. The waning days of the campaign, waning days of administration. It's worth a little more scrutiny, but I don't think it'll happen. We'll see. But Ron, Whitney, thank you both very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.